This week on Fit Mind Chats, Abby and Sarah are talking about the unrealistic pressure we put on New Year, New You resolutions.
Why do we feel we need to make drastic changes to be okay with ourselves? And why did we feel like we are not enough?
Where did this tradition start that implies you've not done enough in the last year, have not been good enough in the past year, come from? And why do we keep feeding into it by setting unrealistic goals we feel badly about when we fail on January 3rd?
So how was your 2025?
I completely killed it.
I think that could sound arrogant to people.
It could, but you know why I killed it? It's because I set my bar.
That's exactly right.
I set my bar and I crushed it. Like, I didn't allow society or other people judgments to set my bar. And I think that's kind of like the key.
Because they're realistic, they're reachable.
They're reachable, they're realistic, they're things that bring me joy. They're not the things that I feel like I should have to do.
Right? Exactly.
So looking at 2026, who is setting your bar? Welcome to Fit Mind Chats. Get comfortable. Join us in our virtual therapy office and get ready to gain insight into motivation that drives behaviors you don't understand. I'm Abby Samidi, an independently licensed clinical counselor.
And I'm Sarah Delavella, a licensed independent social worker. We're the owners of Fit Mind Cleveland, a mental health private practice in Cleveland, Ohio, with grounded therapists that are approachable and meet you where you are in life. A place where you can see your strengths and grow your greatness.
Do any of these scenarios sound remotely familiar?
Okay, well, so this one makes me laugh. I signed up for a gym membership on January 2nd. The gym sent me a welcome email on January 3rd. By January 10th, they sent me a "We miss you" email. By January 15th, they sent me a "Are you alive" email. I still don't know where the gym actually is.
That's hilarious.
I like that one.
Awesome. When we were doing research for this, I liked this one. My friends and I agreed to hold each other accountable for our resolutions. On day 5, one friend texted me, "Hey guys, let's mutually agree to quit so no one feels bad." Honestly, that was the most supportive moment in the entire challenge. I can totally relate to that.
Yep.
Ever wonder why we make resolutions every year?
I mean, do we feel we're not enough?
Why do we feel we need to improve ourselves on January 1? Why do we need a complete overhaul of our life? Is it comparing ourselves to others and their actions or what they think their resolutions should be?
Yep. I think it makes us really question, is doing more adding any value? Because I don't think that that's really the case. I think we have to start questioning, is productivity the measure of our success? And do we need to reset that bar? And there it is again. What is our bar?
Yeah, what is the bar? And I feel like when most people come into my office, one of the common complaints is anxiety and overwhelm feelings. And when you talk to them and say, well, what's that look like? What does your day look like? It is filled from the moment they get up until the moment they go to bed.
With a lot of shoulds.
A lot of shoulds. Like, I always ask, what in that list of things you just gave me is bringing you joy, is bringing you happiness, that's improving your quality of life.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, like, 90% of the stuff is not.
I would agree. They tend to be like, I don't know what I do that actually brings me joy. They don't know.
We've lost what we find joyous, or things that like bring quality to our lives. And I think that's a common problem. And I feel like when we're working with people or even working with ourselves, looking at like, hey, what brings me joy? Because I feel like you made a really good point the other day when we were talking, and you said like a lot of the stuff that we do is just the shoulds. It's the shoulds. Yes. It's not like, what is this actually doing for my life?
I don't even think that we're present enough in our day to ask ourselves, like, is this something I enjoy? Now, that's not to say that everything that we do has to be enjoyable, or even that should be the goal. But I do think that if we create a space, actually, if we start saying more no's, so maybe that's my resolution for 2026. Maybe instead of saying, okay, I'm going to do more, I'm going to eat healthy, big, broad ones. Yeah. I'm going to start saying, I'm actually going to say more no's to things that I don't think are really serving me very well.
Right.
And that hopefully then opens up and creates space for us to find joy again, to find like what actually makes us tick.
And I think people have reservations about this because we're putting ourselves out there, we're trying new things, we're doing things. And somewhere in our heads, we were brought up to be like, well, if I'm not good at it, I can't do it.
That's exactly right. That's your mindset right there.
100%.
And I think that you have to start questioning. It takes us back to childhood a little bit.
Yeah.
Like before we started measuring success with productivity, like I don't know where that came from and why we feel like if we are not doing something productive, then we shouldn't do it at all.
And doing it well. We have to do it well.
And we have to do it really, really, really well. But kids' goals are to go out and have fun.
Right.
Like on a go outside in the rain and like do a football game.
Yeah,
or, like,
splash around, get muddy.
Get muddy.
I agree. I think we lose that as adults. We're not saying, abandon all goals. But I do think I love to be, I'm goal oriented. I like to set goals. But the key phrase there is I'm setting my goals.
Yep.
And like looking at like what goals can you set that are meaningful to you?
Yeah. And what we find as far as like science is concerned is that the more measurable, the time frames, and when you focus on more of the process, the more likely you will achieve your goal. So it's the small steps.
Right.
It's like creating so instead of I want to eat healthier, it might be, and for me, this is true, I want to eat more vegetables.
Oh yeah.
Like that's as small as it is.
I agree. Like, I feel like, I think we talked about this too. Like, I was a vegetarian for 8 hours. And that was because I teach yoga. So I felt like, oh, I should be a vegetarian because that fits that, like, that vibe.
That yogi vibe.
Yeah. Like, oh, vegetarian, man, I'm not eating meat.
Yeah.
I lasted 8 hours. We went out to dinner. I ordered the pork nachos. I'm like, it's out the window. This isn't serving me. It's not making me happy. Thank God it only took me 8 hours to figure that out. And I didn't suffer through, like, side dish.
That was your should. That told you I should be vegetarian.
Yeah, and my body's telling me I should eat meat. And if you're a vegetarian, I think that's great because you're listening to your body. But once again, we go back to you're listening to you.
Yep.
And I think it's tapping in to how do I listen to my internal voice? I feel like people don't know what that is.
I don't think they do at all. So I think like a lot of times in therapy, and this is what we do often, is we try to ask people, really what you're doing is you're making them pause. And you're saying, what do you really think? What do you really feel? Because so often everybody's existing on autopilot and they're not actually asking themselves the kind of, they're not even paying attention to themselves.
Right.
So when you do that and when you start creating that acknowledgement of, do I even like what I'm doing? Am I filling my schedule with things that are joyful for me? Or am I just filling my schedule?
And filling your schedule to avoid feeling certain feelings, I think. And I am like,
you bring up a really good point.
This is me. Like, I'm going to feel, so I don't have to sit and feel one iota of discomfort or something I don't want to feel. I'm going to fill my schedule up so I'm so busy, I don't have to.
Well, so that reminds me of that quote from the book that my client stole from me. Just kidding. She didn't steal it. It was being given away. But this book is called The Speed of Joy, and I don't know what the author's name is, so maybe I will have to tell you later. But he quotes Brene Brown, who says, crazy busy is a great way to stay numb. What a lot of us do is that we stay so busy and so out in front of our life that the truth of how we are feeling can't catch up.
Yes.
So
I relate to that. I'm so comfortable being busy.
Yeah.
So comfortable. I remember in college when I was not busy, I was very comfortable with not being busy. But adult life hits and it's like, oh, I'm so comfortable. Because once again, we attach that, oh, I'm productive, I'm successful.
Yep.
I'm doing all this stuff, I'm so successful.
Yeah, and what are you running away from? I mean, so maybe busy is like your coping mechanism to account for your own feelings of inadequacy, which
your feelings of self-worth,
shame, fear, whatever it might be. I think it does create the space for you to start like questioning, how do I feel, and what happens when I give myself a little time to like chill out.
Right. And allowing yourself, like, it goes back to setting your own bar. Because I feel like people's judgments a lot of the time set our bars.
Yes.
Like, you don't want to be the mom that never participates. Because you'll get talked about. We all know if that happens. You don't want to be the mom that, like, isn't doing anything for the bake sale. And you can do those things in moderation. You don't have to do everything. And if you are doing everything, taking a step back and being like, how much of my self-worth is tied up in me doing everything and not finding any joy with it?
That is 1,000% correct.
And building resentment. One of the hardest things in therapy I think we deal with is feelings of resentment. And we get those feelings when we do things that we don't want to do, but we sign up for it anyway. And then we're like, oh, no, and
Right.
complain about it, and then you're all mad at home, like, oh, I got to go to this bake sale or
Yeah.
this swim meet or whatever it might be. And it's like, you chose to do those things.
You got it. I think that's a big thing that we talk a lot about in therapy too, is that like we're the creators of our own problems
Oh,
more often than not. And like because we're afraid of people judging us. I am one of those moms, by the way, that does not help out. So I'm actually okay with
You know what,
it.
you
Like,
own
I'm
it.
cool with the fact that I probably judged, and honestly I just don't care. If I cared, I'd do something about it, but I just don't care. So that's my bar. But that's my bar.
Yeah.
And not everybody
exactly
finds their own bar. And it not be so start questioning. Am I setting bars based on I'm afraid of other people judging me?
Right.
What else could you be afraid of? I'm
Judgment,
afraid of being
you're
rejected.
not
So-
feeling worthy.
Yeah, I'm not worthy.
I'm not productive. Oh, I'm sitting on the couch. Oh, I'm a lazy.
Yes.
I'm a lazy human being.
Yes.
Instead of like, man, I need to recharge my batteries.
Or like, what if I say no to a social event? We didn't even hit those.
Oh gosh.
So maybe you're afraid like your friends are going to reject you, abandon you.
You'll stop getting invited.
You won't get invited.
But would you be upset about it? If you don't want to go, would you really be upset about not being invited? I hate costume parties. Anyone out there that knows me and is listening, don't invite me to a costume party.
Yeah.
I hate wearing costumes.
Yeah.
So I will
not your
absolutely say no to that. I had to go to hit my bottom with that, to saying no.
Yes.
Instead of just like, yeah, I don't like to. I don't want to.
Yes.
That's not fun for me.
I think that is one of those things where we can like really start asking ourselves, what is it that we really enjoy doing? And then our mindset too of like, what are we talking ourselves into doing and why?
If you're talking yourself into doing something, it's probably not something you want to do.
Yeah, that's possibly true.
And there are going to be things out there that you're not going to want to do that you're going to have to do. There's the have tos.
Yeah.
But like, you do have a choice over some of it.
You do.
And like, whenever you're feeling resentful, like step back and be like, hey, this is with relationships too, I think, with people.
Yes.
Like, if you're constantly saying yes and you're upset and angry about it, you're building resentment. And if you're building resentment, taking a step back and be like, how do I say no so I don't have this
Agreed.
feeling? This is not someone else's fault. This is mine.
Yes.
I own this.
And that's a super empowering point of therapy, is to realize you're in control here. There was another point that I was thinking of, which was that we get really all or nothing in our thinking. So that's another the thinking area that we talk about in therapy.
Right.
So if we don't nail it to perfection, then we think we're a total failure. So that's another area of mindset where you start saying to yourself, oh, no, I've got to start seeing that getting to the gym once or twice a week is actually a success. Going for even 20-minute walk.
Yeah.
It's better than a 0-minute walk.
Oh, absolutely. I also think with that too is reframing. Like, I like working out a lot. Like, I don't miss a day. I enjoy it. I find joy in it.
Yeah.
But the way I look at it in my head is like telling myself, I find joy in this. I'm so lucky I get to get up and do this. I can't wait to go. Just that reframe of like, this is what I want to do, rather than like, oh my God, I gotta get up. I gotta go to the gym. This blows.
You got it.
No, it's like, this is my out, man. I get to do this. This is such a privilege that I get to do this.
Yes.
And if you don't believe that when you're saying it, then that's probably not your thing.
That's a fair point. And I think for 2026, this would be a really concrete thing, is if you're working on your mindset, it's say, instead of saying, I have to, why don't you replace that with, I get to?
I get to.
It's a little bit more of a, like there's more gratitude in there.
Yeah. I get to do this today.
I got to take down my Christmas decorations today. Now, mind you, I did start by thinking, oh my God, I have to do this. But then once it gets going, I'm like, oh my God, this is great. This is a gift I'm giving my future self. Because now I love it. Now I'm going home going, I can't wait to see my house look like a little bit
I can
cleaner.
vacuum.
I'm going to vacuum.
Not around trees.
Exactly.
See, I haven't done that yet. I still have to do it.
I know.
But you know what? I'm excited about it because I'm ready to vacuum everything. We have robot vacuums, so you can't use those with the trees.
No.
I can't wait to press my robot vacuum button
Let it go.
and let it go. But all the trees have to be down for that.
Yes.
So it's like the reframing, and when you're dreading something, maybe think, hey, is there a way that I could reframe this to make it better for me?
Absolutely.
I totally think that. And I think like I reframe a lot of stuff when I'm thinking like, oh, but there are things that you think like, oh yeah.
I agree. I mean,
costume party, I'm not reframing that
that's
in any way,
your jam.
shape, or form. Yeah.
And that's, I think what we're trying to say is like, it's okay to be you, listen to you, and then set those bars accordingly. There are always going to be difficult tasks that we all have to do. Let's just be honest. There have to.
Yes.
But we do need to start looking at like, are these in line with our goals? Like,
right.
and then how do we shape the way we think so that we can like encourage ourselves to make some small changes along the way.
If you want to make small changes, like,
Yeah.
I have something that I do in my head a lot is I'm always like, I have a habit of being like, oh, I killed that. That was amazing. And that is me judging me, not like I'm a runner. I love to run. I run a lot. I am never winning any races. Like that ship is sailed.
Yeah.
But I mean, no matter if someone says, what are you good at? I'd be like, I'm good at running. I can do it. And I'm not the fastest.
No.
And that's okay. And I think like taking out that pressure off yourself, I'm not the best at this. It's you do it and you like to do it.
That's exactly right.
One of the biggest questions in therapy I ask that gets crickets is, what is the one thing you do in this world that if someone said you sucked at it, you'd be like, I absolutely do not. I rock it every time I do it.
Oh.
Nobody can answer that.
No.
And I'm like, yeah, I run.
Yes.
I work out. I make a mean white chicken lasagna.
There you go.
I like health and wellness. I mean, like,
and those are truths.
Absolutely. And I think people finding those is so important because we have to, like, what drives you? What brings you purpose? And it doesn't have to be filling your schedule.
It does not. So we're kind of coming to the end here. Do we want to like wrap and talk about our main points?
Yeah. The thing I'm kind of taking away from this is like, in 2026, looking at like, hey, what's your bar? Who is setting it? Where does it come from? And right now, we're on January 2 right now.
Yep.
Has your bar already been set? And if it has, taking a step back and saying, who set it? Did I set it? If you set it, fantastic. Let's roll with it. But if someone else has set that bar, step back and be like, hey, am I doing this for me or am I doing this for others?
Yeah.
You know, and thinking about that. And celebrate when you set a reasonable bar. Yeah. And the other thing I want to tap on too is like, check in with yourself. Am I comparing myself to others? Mm-hmm. And is that where my bar is coming from? And if I am, how do I take that comparison out?
Great.
That's what I'm taking away from this.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I also, something that you said earlier is like get rid of the shoulds. So I think that would be a good takeaway. But I also think it's really important to slow down. I actually think saying no more often will help you create the space to like pay a bit more attention to yourself this year.
Right.
And I definitely think that that's an important thing to do so that you can find what makes you feel joyful. Because I think that will give you some natural motivation to do what it is that to get all the other stuff done is just even finding the stuff that you really enjoy doing. So you don't have to be busy all the time. That is a choice that you're making, and you do not have to be overwhelmed all the time. That is also a choice you're making. So,
and there will be times that you are. There's just like, I'm having a day like that today. Like, I have to squeeze in a lot, and I'm not choosing to squeeze in a lot. My kids have stuff to do.
Yeah.
And they're all at the same time. So we kind of have those things that go as well. But for 2026, like maybe you make a commitment to set your bar.
Yep.
And then next year on 2027, you can say, I crushed it, killed it. I feel real good about it.
Yes.
For sure.
I like that a lot. Well, thanks for tuning into today's episode of Fit Mind Chats.
We'll see you next Monday for another session. If you have any questions or a topic covered, follow us on Facebook, Fit Mind Cleveland, and message us. If you'd like to seek out therapy services, go to our website, fitmindcleveland.com, and contact us.
If you'd like to leave us a rating or a review and share our podcast with family, friends, and enemies, or anyone that needs it, we want to bring mental health access to all people that can benefit.